This meeting to order at the City of Clearlake Chambers on Tuesday, May 12th, 2026 at 6 p.m. As a reminder, we are currently live streaming this meeting on the city's YouTube channel and the Lake County PEG TV live stream YouTube channel. Please be aware that the public will not be able to provide verbal comment during the meeting if attending via Zoom. The public can submit comments in writing for commission consideration by the commenting via the Q&A function in the Zoom platform. To begin, can I have a roll call?
Commissioner Derek Counts, Commissioner Ray Silva,
Here.
Commissioner Fawn Williams,
Here.
Vice Chair Chris Inglis,
Here.
Chair Jack Smalley.
Here.
Thank you.
If those present could please stand, we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance. Which one?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Are there any modifications to the agenda?
No modifications.
This is the time for any member of the public to address the planning commission on any matter not on the agenda that is within the subject matter jurisdiction of the city. The Brown Act, with limited exceptions, does not allow for the commission or staff to discuss issues brought forth under public comment. The commission cannot take action on non-agenda items. Concerns may be referred to staff or placed on the next available agenda. Please note that comments from the public will also be taken on each agenda item. Comments shall be limited to 3 minutes per person. Any public comments in the chambers? Or have we received any written public comments via the Q&A function of the Zoom platform?
There are no comments on Zoom.
Okay, all right. Can I have a motion for the consent items?
I move to approve the consent agenda as submitted.
Second.
Call for a vote. Can we call for a vote?
You can just call for a voice vote. I'll say aye.
Okay.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Motion passes. I want to apologize. I don't have my glasses, man, so.
The presses will work.
my work. Nope.
No.
Sorry, bro.
No, it's all right.
You never know. My
Yeah.
wife's work. Are they really strong? Yours?
So, no, it's all right, I got it. So item 1 is discussion and consideration of conditional use permit CUP 2026-3 to allow an automobile tire shop located at 3510, 3511, and 3520 Redwood Street, Clearlake, California. Staff, will you please proceed with the staff report?
Thank you, commissioners. Before we start, I'd like to introduce the applicant, Mohammed Sattar. Did I say that right? Okay, awesome. All right. So this is for conditional use permit CUP 2026. The applicant would like your consideration for a tire shop. So what this is showing here is the ownership. The applicant just recently purchased the property in February of 2026, and they currently own all 5 of those there. 3511, 3510, 3520, 3524, 3534. The use permit is focused on basically the upper three parcels. Could you back up one? Sorry. So 3511, 3510, 3520, those three parcels are what the use permit is focused on. There's also a driveway. As you can see down there in the dash, they own that property. That accesses and it's the only access to the large building to the east in the back there. Next. These are just some street views of the property there, the Pacific buildings that are part of the use permit. On the left is 3511, which is the what they're going to consider the showroom. That's the retail space there. On the right of that is 3510 and 3520. 3510 is essentially where they're going to be having their tire mounting and storage of tires, storage room. There's a bathroom there, and then a break room for the employees. 3520, which is in the back building, that is where they're going to install 3 bays, 2 of which are lifts, and then 1 which is a alignment rack. So that's where the primary work on the automobiles will be performed. The building in front of 3520 is a dwelling, which apparently recently was a break room for employees of the previous business, which was the Carpet Man. Right now, it's considered a dwelling. I believe it has 1 bedroom. Thanks. I'm sorry, back up 1 more. Yeah, sorry. The bottom left on Redwood Street there, that's the 3520 building where they're going to have the bays. There's currently a access driveway there, which the applicant plans to, for a certain distance, about 10 feet, put a all-weather surface, more or less like concrete or asphalt, which is a requirement of the Public Works Department. It's in the conditions. Next slide, please. So zoning for the property. So as you can see, the 3 parcels, 35, 11, 10, and 20. The 2 top parcels up against Olympic Drive are general commercial. The one behind 3510 is mixed use. Both parcels at the top do require a conditional use permit. The parcel mixed use would require an administrative use permit, but we went with a conditional use permit for what would be called a light automotive service. And then the driveway and the vacant lot below is medium density residential. Yes. So as we discussed a little bit earlier, so 3511, these just basically describe what the functions are for each of the buildings. Customer showroom would be for 3511. That's basically the retail space where they would show the tires and do the transactions, etc. 3510 is where they would actually do mounting of the tires and storage of tires and any equipment related to the tire shop. And 3520 is actually where the bays are, where they would obviously, raise the cars, take the tires off, etc., and do alignments. So this is a basic shop layout. On the left is 3511. It's about a 2,300 square foot building. It's got about 4 or 5 parking spaces as it exists now in front of the building. Just south of that is a open area where potentially, and we'll get to this in a minute about parking, where they could potentially add additional parking in that specific space. Up on the right corner there is where they would have the tire change and tire balancing and where they would store all the tires indoors. And there's 2 additional parking spaces out there. So they have a total of 7 non-residential parking spaces. They do not have anything that's indicated as ADA parking, and that will be a requirement as part of the conditions of approval that they do that prior to operation, that they designate the space to, and it would be on the 3511 lot for ADA parking, van accessible. The bottom, so to the left is the dwelling, to the right is where they would have the bays installed. To the left, it would be the alignment rack or alignment, yeah, I guess you call it an alignment rack. And then the lifts would, 2 lifts on the right. Those doors are about 16 feet wide, I believe they are. And then the existing driveway now that serves the carpet man is just below that. So that's the only access to that particular building at this point. And next. So parking, so as you can see at the top, non-residential parking existing is 7 spaces, 0 ADA. Looking at the code, we would consider this light auto service since they will only be doing tire shop and nothing major in terms of auto repair. So that would require 4 spaces plus 1 additional space per service bay, so 3 service bays. That'll be total out to about 7 spaces, and then there's 2 dwellings there at about, I believe, for sure the one that's up in the up above the retail spaces, 1 bedroom, and then the dwelling appears to be 1 bedroom. So 2 spaces for 3511 and 3520, so a total of 9 spaces. Staff does recommend adding a condition. As you can see, they're within 30 days of conditional use permit approval. The applicant shall submit a parking plan for review and approval by the planning director. The plan shall include, but is not limited to, parking, circulation improvements, striping and signage, etc. The approved parking plan shall be implemented and maintained for the duration of the use. And I don't want to speak yet on behalf of this Satur, but he had mentioned that he had some desire to add additional parking on the lots to the south of 3524 or 3520, correct? The 2. Okay. Okay, we'll get to that in a second. All right, and then pretty much we're almost there. Next slide, please. And then CEQA, this is an existing structure. We're doing no expanding or anything negligible that would change the use or a space. So it's exempt from CEQA. And so here we have our motions. We move to adopt resolution PC 2026-05, deny PC 2026-05, or you can send staff back to the drawing board. That concludes the presentation.
I will now ask each commissioner if there are any questions of staff at this time. Anybody got questions?
You haven't gotten to the sidewalk curb and gutter deferral yet. I'm a little interested in how that works. Is there a bond posted? Or I noticed it says that they will contact an engineer within 30 days and then start construction within 6 months. There's no finite term on when the construction will be completed. I was wondering if the city requires a bond or a non-remonstrance agreement or something like that, how it works. Well, I'll defer to bond to city manager, but it's in our conditions of approval prior to operation. They will need to construct the curb gutter and sidewalk in its full capacity, and they have commissioned a engineer to do the drawings. I believe those are done. And then, once it goes through the approval with the city engineer and staff, then we can move forward with that construction.
If I could comment, so the comment from the applicant regarding that was as part of the initial application, a request for the deferral, and we had conversations with them about that. I mean, it's been attempted a few times since I've been here. It's never worked. Once the permit is approved, there's not really a leverage point. And, bonds also are less than ideal. So, what we would recommend is that no deferral, that what they're prepared to do, I think at this point, which is just to construct, the improvements.
Is there a time limit? I mean, typically it's gonna be, I think, start construction within 6 months, but is it a year to be completed, 2 years?
No, this is prior to the use.
They have to do this before.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions for staff?
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, this is adjacent to the gas station and charging unit project, and then there's the body painting or the body shop painting thing, and now this is right just past that. Is that correct?
Yeah, Hollywood Auto.
Okay, so there's gonna be some kind of coordination among all these new projects, these for the curbs and sidewalks and things, like some uniformity or
It's on, so per,
enlighten me.
yeah, if, let's say Hollywood paid 50,000, there's certain trigger points.
Yeah,
Use permits are one of them. Let's say if Hollywood decided to do $50,000 worth of improvements, then that might trigger a curb gutter and sidewalk for them. But at this point in time, there isn't.
I was thinking further towards 53, there's two projects that are also happening. Isn't there like, isn't on the floor, we just approved a body shop right next door to that?
That already has curb gutter inside. We were talking about,
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay, so they'll
Yeah,
just continue.
that already
with
has
that.
curb.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it. I didn't notice. And how's the noise level? I mean, I know it's gonna be between a body shop and another car shop at some time. Is there any, because when I think of tires, sorry, I think of real loud noises. Is that something that is that taken into account with all this?
yeah, I mean, their operation is not gonna be past 10 o'clock at night. So
Okay.
it's 9 to 5 normal working hours. Yeah.
Okay,
is
so
what they propose for their project.
other than that, I haven't got anything intelligent, so.
I guess it'd be more for Alan and staff. What's the chances that, I noticed they got to contact an engineer and they got to get this designed. I've been through it several times, so I understand. What's the, chances that the city could start taking this on? And since they're the one that, you guys are the ones that have to approve the design on the sidewalk, curb and gutter, to do the design work, make it that much easier for someone to go ahead and then hire a contractor and get it done. Is that something that is possible?
Possible, yes. The chances are pretty close to zero. Just because of the cost and everything associated with it. I mean, we are trying to do that on Lakeshore Drive because it's more kind of considered a downtown corridor. It's cost us $1 million to get to 35% plans, for that project. So it's extremely expensive. We may get to it at some point, but we have to prioritize where there's available funding. I mean, there's no real funding source. We have enough, you were on the Measure V committee for a long time. I mean, the focus is asphalt out there. At some point, we may shift to that, but the only area of the city that we're looking at that type of thing is on Lakeshore Drive. And I don't know if this came up since you've been on the commission, but if this project was on Lakeshore Drive, rather than actually having them construct the improvements, we have our engineers created a per foot fee on the cost of that, and we would ask them or require them just to pay the fee to the city, and then we're holding that in a separate fund that would go towards constructing the improvement.
Thank you. I do have some concerns about parking, and that's the application said 0 employees, which I don't understand how a tire shop could have 0 employees. That makes no sense, especially if we've got 3 bays that we're gonna be working and the sales room, which in my mind is already gonna take up a minimum of 3 to 4 of those parking spaces that are planned out of this 7. And I know that there's tandem parking on the north side of where the Carpet Man had their building or their main business there, but it's blocked with 2 of those parking spaces. And I know that Nancy used to park on the south side of that. The other concern there too is that that apartment upstairs is over 1,000 square feet. It's actually a pretty good size apartment. And if you had even one person living there, you've got 3 to 4 employees plus someone living there. And it was up until recently that the little house was rented and had a tenant in it too, which could be another parking space gone. So I'm just concerned about the number of parking spaces that are showing with this plan. That doesn't leave many parking spaces for customers in my estimation there. So I'm a little bit worried about that. And I don't support a deferral on the curb, sidewalks and gutters. I think that we need to stay with having them done before plans are completed and businesses are starting. So let's see here. Those are my comments on that.
I could address the parking a little bit more. I mean, I think you're correct that what's shown right here does not meet the standard that's required. I mean, our parking requirements aren't based on number of employees. It's based on more square footage for that type of use. And, what we're recommending is you go with 9, including 1 ADA, which, you look here, there's 5 in front of the building. One of those is going to have to be lost to make ADA compliant space. So you have 4 there, 2 across, that's 6. So they're going to need at least 3 more. I mean, the good thing for them is they have plenty of other land where they can accommodate that. We're just, the commission could make the decision, do you want to see that plan before approving it? What we're recommending doing at this point is just the extra condition that Michael recommended, adding that into the conditions and then have them submit a plan to us for approval to reflect the number of spaces that the commission wants to see.
Thank you.
I've seen that many times. So my question is, so the dwelling unit there, does that meet your zoning ordinances and stuff?
Sorry, I'm just jumping in, but if that's okay. So normally it requires a dwelling requires 2 spaces. You could require that. I mean, we were kind of thinking in this situation, requiring at least 1. Our understanding is both of them are 1 bedroom, which doesn't necessarily mean only 1 space, but the other parking spaces could be looked at as shared spaces for the dwellings. But if you want to take a more conservative approach on the dwellings, you could add 2 more spaces, which would be a total of providing 11 total spaces.
Well, I kind of see where you can get more spots off of Redwood in front of the dwelling, so I mean, I see that, so. All right. Are there any more questions for staff at this time? I'll open the item up for public comment. Not seeing any in chambers. Are there any online? Oh, do you guys want?
You have any questions?
I don't know. Do we have any questions for the applicants? I think Alan answered them all for you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. So,
Actually, I do know.
okay, Derek.
So is I can't even see the, I guess it's the top right address. So there's a break room stated to be in there, but then the old former property owner used to use the dwelling as a break room also? Or did I misunderstand it?
It's currently a dwelling, but a long time ago it was used as a
Okay.
break room.
Got you. So,
Yeah.
so it's gonna stay a.
It's a dwelling right now.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, I think they've indicated to us that they don't intend to use the dwellings, but from your perspective, our recommendation would be that you still need to look at it as if it would be at some point for the parking requirement.
I do have one more question. So, where the service bay is, where they're getting the three service bays, um, that area, no customers will be traveling there, only staff. So they'll be the ones transporting the cars back there, not crossing over the dwelling area.
Yeah, you step.
So, Mohammed. So, customer will only be on this side of the building, the 3511.
Are there any comments via the Q&A function on Zoom platform?
There are no comments on Zoom.
So thank you. Public comment on this item is going to be now closed. I will now ask each commissioner if they have any further comments for deliberation on this item. No? No, I'm too. I'm good. So I will take a motion on item 1.
I move to approve conditional use permit CUP 2026-03 to allow an automobile tire shop located at 3510, 3511, and 3520 Redwood Street to include the condition recommended by staff on the parking.
Second.
May I have a roll call vote, please?
Commissioner Counts,
Aye.
Commissioner Silva,
Aye.
Commissioner Williams,
Aye.
Vice Chair Inglis,
Aye.
Chair Smalley.
Aye.
Thank you.
Motion passes.
Success. On this all together.
So does the city manager or senior staff, and do I need to do this one? Have any city manager or senior staff and commissioner reports? City manager, do you have a
You got it.
report?
Just two things I want to share. Got to make sure you bring your glasses next time. Just two things. So, ask all of you to be on the alert for possible fraud. In fact, I understand that this came up with our applicant, and this has happened with the county now and the city of Lakeport, that projects coming before all of the planning commissions, information has been grabbed, and then a letter has been sent to the applicant that looks like it's from, I haven't seen the one that Mohammed got, but supposedly from me, and some of the other ones were sent from the community development director, whatever, asking for the project to proceed, that some fees needed to be paid. Yeah, well, he forwarded it to us, so we'll take a look and pursue that. But just in case anything weird gets sent to any of the commissioners or whatever, any questions from a potential applicant, just make sure and refer them to us, and we'll try to track that down. So yeah, Yeah, right. So the other thing I wanted to share, we talked about the lawsuit on the sports complex, which we won. Well, at midnight last night was the deadline for request for review to be filed with Supreme Court. There was not one filed, so at this point, the court will determine that decision to be final, and we hopefully we'll be off to the races here sometime soon. So that's my report.
Does any commissioner have an item to report? No. Well, thank you. Thank you to everyone who took the time to attend and for submitting their comments, and to those who are watching our meeting on Zoom and YouTube. There being no further business of the commission, we are now adjourned at 6:31 on Tuesday, May 12th. Meeting adjourned.
So this is happening, so it's like, stuff. It's available. See if we can catch them or not.
In California, it's not today. You haven't missed one. Yes.